Your Spartans are rolling, picking up wins at home and on the road. You're listening to Can't Read, Can't Write, and Fuck Ice. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Can't Read, Can't Write, the podcast that proves Spartans can talk. I'm Mike Jones, joined as always by the corporeal embodiment of latency, Kevin Gregg, and the dude who finally got a ring light, Alex Plum.
Look at him. Look at his glow. Look at him over there.
But
hello,
he does
my
still
lady.
have his...
Hello, my lover. Hello, my ragtime gal.
He's got his off on the other side, his collapsible light that will fall down at some point during this show. How are we both doing? I was
Great.
dying to crack this.
This week's activities have led Can't Read, Can't Write, your favorite podcast listeners, back to the bottle. We're back with listener Mike Jones number 2.
Number 2.
And I figured if I was going to drink number 2, what better glass to put it in than this one that I found in the back of the cabinet?
Doo-doo caca. And it is doo-doo caca.
The number 2 right where it belongs there.
Oh, God. It tastes like a number 2.
It is Zyr vodka. Zyr vodka. Z-Y-R.
Is this good?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to
Zyr
open up
vodka.
instead the Hemingway Rum Company. It's out of a sherry cask.
The little
Zyr
vodka
vodka
gave us
is
as well.
crafted in Russia but made in the USA. Whatever the fuck that means.
I
They
put
found
too
out
much-
about,
Zero.
I guess it's wheat. Russia uses wheat, right? Not potatoes, yeah?
Zyr is short for the Russian phrase Zerkala Mira, meaning reflection of the world. Now, I only know Russian because I've been watching so much heated rivalry. So
you also know French Canadian.
so I
for that
French
same
Canadian,
reason.
yeah, Quebecois. I'm really good at that too.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
it's great.
All right. Well, we're off to a great start. We, of course, want to thank everyone for listening. If we could ask a small favor, please share the pod with anti-fascist Spartans in your life. Rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get podcasts. And, of course, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Spartan_pod or on Blue Sky at SpartanPod. We still have some relics from... I don't know that we have any football to talk about this week, other than checking for a moment, because I believe we picked up our first commit for the class of 2027.
Okay, high school boys. Great.
We did. Xavier Owens.
Savior?
Yeah.
Savior is in Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, out of Ohio.
Out of
He's-
Ohio, the Lord is
The Lord-
risen.
where the
This
Lord
is what
lives.
happens, Plum, when you get an American Pope.
That's it.
This,
Yeah.
the Mormons were
Uh,
right the whole time, and I was ragging them a few weeks ago.
Here's real quick. I'm gathering from his Twitter profile, class of 2027, out of Massillon, Ohio. Who cares? 4.3 GPA, 5'11", 210, and he is not leading me to believe that he does have a 4.3 GPA because he's 1,000% committed.
Okay.
So.
What position does a gentleman of those measurables play for a college football team?
Running back.
Okay.
That's
What was the
that's a
weight
perfect-
again?
210.
Okay. So
Well-
he's thick. He's a short, thick. Okay.
Yeah.
That can be done. I've seen that before. With
Sure.
Javon Ringer, what did he play at? What was his play weight and height?
24/7 listened at 215 for whatever it's worth.
Okay.
And offer from Wisconsin, Akron, Bowling Green, and Kent State.
I'm trying to get what Javon Ringer's play weight and height was, because it was like somewhere in that neighborhood, and that dude was just built like a truck. Okay. Well, anyway, The next Javon Ringer. You heard it here, folks. We get really excited about recruiting. The next Javon Ringer.
I mean, you'd take one, right?
Oh, dude, I would take a J.U. Kulkrick right now. That's just that's what fans said at the time. I think everyone loves J.U. now. So,
but I mean, I think I've said on the podcast before, J.U. Kulkrick always seemed like he was robbing Javon Ringer of stats.
Yeah, listeners, if you weren't there, what would happen is Javon Ringer would put the whole team on his back, and he would take them from the 20-yard line to the 2-yard line. And then they'd be like, all right, Javon, you did it, bud. Get a breather. J.U., go in. And J.U. would score the touchdown. And that would go on and on and on.
On and on and on.
Yeah.
Robbery. Anyway, so let's what do we got? We got some basketball behind the green wall. We've got some hockey. We've got some off Grand River to go over. Of
Is
course,
that
we have
related to what you've already discussed off Grand River.
No, this will be different.
Ah,
this will be a different part of our judicial system failing, perhaps.
Yes,
great. This is
and then I see we have one preview on the outline, which is very exciting. But we would be remiss to not
2 games. Wait, 2 play Michigan on Friday. That's good. Why not?
Well, we can just talk about them off the cuff.
That's good.
Yeah. And then we've got some good social media questions to go over. So let's dive in behind the green wall and chat a little basketball. Michigan State with 2 victories this week. One against Oregon, 68-52, wrapping up the West Coast trip. Nothing but dubs. And then we, of course, have the Maryland game, which calling it a game is really generous. That was a 91-48 curb stomping. So, gentlemen, where do we want to start on this?
I think the only thing really that matters that much about the Oregon game is that the team did it again. They did the clamp down over the last 10 to 15 minutes of the game and then just take it over and kind of boa constrict Oregon to death. Like, Oregon did put up a bit of a fight. Like, you could argue about how nervous we got, but like they were up technically like 2 or 3 in the second half at one point, and then it was just like clamps. It's over. Cohen Carr had a lot to say about that. Fears is playing really well.
Cooper with a career high
a lot this game, and then yes, Coop goes out and scores 19 points. So like I think that last 10 to 15 minute window is really all that matters, and most of it is defense clamping down and then managing to still continue to run your offense. I think turnovers are pretty low in this game. Over now 12, never mind. Fine, not great. So
it was surprising is actually the only 16 assists in this game. One thing that Oregon did really well that I think you got to give credit to them is they did a really great job of getting back on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan State ended the game with 10 fast break points, though I would not have described this as a particularly fast game. And I mean, and I think that's partly reflected in the 68-52 score where Michigan State shot, doing some quick math here.
Oh, there we go. Oh, do that quick math.
57% from the field and better than 33% from behind the arc. So it wasn't a terrible offensive outing for Michigan State. Oregon did a good job of slowing the game down.
And I'm glad you brought up the 3-point shooting because we should talk about Cohen Carr and his kind of redemption tour that we're on right now after all of the unpleasantness plum that we saw during the Izzone alumni game.
It was
where USC was like, shoot it, you son of a gun. I dare ya.
He tried.
And he did try then, but he did so quite successfully in the Oregon game, 3 for 5 from behind the arc. So one of the things that kind of bummed me out, after this game, to the extent that you can be bummed out after winning your West Coast trip, is this seems like a very complete team, except for a shooting guard, like a scoring shooting guard that is reliable and can spell fears. It's basically
A Trey Holloman.
no, not a Trey Holloman, but like if we had like a Gary Harris, or not even that, like
Jace.
just yeah. If Tom Izzo had decided to go to the portal and replace Jace with something closer to Jace than Trey Fort, and like I don't want to take anything away from Trey Fort. I'm glad that he's had a chance to play, and he actually had some big buckets in this Oregon game. But like I think they brought him in because he was not that threatening to Kurtang, I think is what we'll say. And then Kurtang didn't really take the big step that we needed him to take. And that decision is going to put a bit of a ceiling on this team and its capabilities, because they are so good on defense. Fears is really coming together. Cooper and Carr, we can talk about that for days. Like, the pieces are here for this to be I think this team could end up in the Final Four, but this could be a like gunning for a natty type team if it just had one more piece. And maybe that piece is just a reliable 3-point shooter, and that might still materialize. The Kenny Goins Final Four year, he started shooting the threes halfway through the Big Ten season. So like it can be done. But when you're right now, what are they in conference? They are overall 8-1. We haven't even talked about Maryland yet. And you're now number 4, Ken Pom. We'll talk about that too. The problem is it's just not, it doesn't have all the pieces right now. And when Bama is going and just getting dudes and Tom's just going to complain about it to the media,
instead of calling Gary.
It seems like if you can't beat him, join him, Tom, and go send the PJ to Europe and go get us a 2-guard and add him to this team and make it happen. I know like the scholarship situation doesn't work for that, but like it's frustrating that
you could take one away from Nick. It's fine.
Yeah. It's just frustrating. But also very encouraging for this team this year, blah, 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 blah. Of course.
But it'd be nice to not be thinking that we're playing for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, actually, you can't even say that because 2 massive pieces are leaving this team.
Yeah.
That you're not replacing.
And everyone's really excited about this, freshman class, and they should be, but they're freshmen.
Yeah.
They're freshmen. Whereas this team could be a potentially win it all now team. With
I'm glad you
a little bit
brought up Trey Fort because I was on Locked On Spartans with Matt Sheehan.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that too.
Talking about Trey Fort and how this was maybe, and it was only a couple buckets in this game, but there were points where Oregon's defense seemed to just be stymieing us, and it turned into, dude, just go score. And Trey was heard and just stepped up and got some things moving for the team that seemed to take in the right direction. Sheehan made an interesting point, though. I wanted to bounce off of both of you. Jackson Kohler on a bit of a downturn.
Yep.
And Sheehan said that he was happy about this.
This is the regress to the mean now narrative.
Mm-hmm. That Jackson was shooting like 60% from 3-point land.
Yeah.
And that's not wrong. That's not sustainable. He's not going to finish the season on the volume at 60%.
Well, he only put up 2. I mean, so part of this is a selection bias piece. We didn't have as many shot opportunities. Like he was complaining when we were at the game, he's getting double teamed with some consistency, even by Oregon. So it's a little bit of, and I don't disagree with you or Sheehan. I mean, I think if the regression is going to happen, let's have it. But now I just don't know that we have the selection
Yeah, he was also
Truly.
bad Washington too. I think he
Okay.
went like 0 for 5 or 0 for 6 or something like
Yeah.
that. But did he rebound against Maryland?
Yes, 8 times.
Yeah, but how did it? What about his
1 for 2
shooting?
from 3.
1
for 2.
50%.
We will take 50% from 3.
Oh, that's I literally meant rebound.
Um,
Before we move on, though, to the Maryland game, I do want to just give a quick nod to the gods and to Tom Izzo. Denim Wojcik only played 3 minutes, and in those 3 minutes was capable of turning the ball over once, which is just an impressive fucking feat. His father has got to be ashamed, just deeply, deeply ashamed.
Speaking
you
of
know who
deeply,
looks like an ICE agent? Denim Wojcik.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of deeply ashamed, Plum, do you know what happened to Mike Jones when he was live on Locked On Spartans this week?
You know what? I've heard, but I want you to tell the audience, Kevin, because
I'd love.
I think
to
you're
tell
going to
the
enjoy
audience.
it more. Yeah.
I'd love to tell the audience
Yeah.
because you guys have gone live now. Brilliant
Sure.
idea, right?
Sure.
Great.
Sure. What
And
goes wrong?
Jonesy was live with Sheehan and the
I'm gonna
Locked
turn
On
it live
audience.
right now, buddy. If you don't shut your
and
mouth.
In the course of being live, Sheehan just disappeared, and
Lost internet.
Jonesy fumbled it.
Wow.
Just looked like a lost little lamb. Like, oh, my Mike Sheehan's gone. What do I do? Oh, and he was like, I guess I'll leave too now, you guys. And he closed the window with the Locked On live audience that he could have done anything with. He could have done anything with it. But follow
This is
me.
why we had the fucking merch. I want to be on record. This is why we got you the goddamn shirt.
Yeah.
This was your chance. You just make it
follow,
really fucking
follow along
big.
with me, Jonesy. Everyone, get out your phones. Go
Nope.
to your podcast app. Can't read, can't write. Subscribe. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Or you hold it hostage or something. Like you get Mr. Locked On the phone and say, what's your audience worth it to you? Like, do something with this time, man.
Yeah, no, and
Shit.
I just, Greg, I'm just pulling up here. Should I read for your mother what you said to me in the text messages?
What I said was, Michael, you've disappointed me.
Uh-huh.
You've disappointed me. And I think I talked to her about this. She was disappointed too. She said,
and did she also say that I fumbled it? Should I continue?
Just let me pour a little more number 2 into my drink over here. Plum, put yourself in Jonesy's shoes in this situation. You're on Locked On Spartans, if you can imagine.
I
And
can't. That's the greatest dig. Great. Absolutely great dig. Love it. That's really great.
and Sheehan disappears. Well, how many people were in the chat? What was the audience at that point?
You can't see it. You can't see it as a guest.
All right.
Ah,
I'm in. It's
listener
still-
guest. Oh, listener guest mode activated.
Mhm.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you what
yeah.
I do though. You probably don't have any screen controls. I would try to share my screen and just play heated rivalry. Really try to inculcate the masses with my gay agenda. So, and you know what? Honestly, for folks who've seen it, I'm telling you, the straights are turning gay left and right. They're turning the straights gay.
Just such
Hide
a
your
lost
wives.
opportunity.
Yeah,
But it was a good show over there. Otherwise, well done and a good discussion on this game. Is there anything else that we want to cover before we move on to just the
Do it.
absolute?
The dog walking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to choose my words very carefully this week about describing that game.
Yeah. So if you want to talk, I mean, do we want to call this a basketball game? I think I was talking to my dad about it, and his comment was, and I thought about it, and I'm like, you're very right about this. It looked like Maryland had zero interest in playing that game.
I mean, it
I
was
think-
-10 outside. Not that it was any better in College Park, but
I mean, I think they made a decision very early on that they were just we're done here.
Yep.
I have the receipts on this, Jonesy. I texted you specifically, like, every other game I've ever watched, I was uncomfortable
Yes.
getting this kind of early lead, but it's obvious that it won't matter in this game. Like, they can't be bothered. Even Robbie Hummel was talking about it on the broadcast. Like, they can't be bothered to run sets or operate as a basketball team right now. The amount of just ISO garbage ball and then lack of any attempt to defend, it was like just one of the worst showings I've ever seen from a Big Ten team in Breslin Center ever.
Yeah, because we played, I believe this year, MAC opponents that were more intense than that one.
There's a Ivy League team, an Ivy League team where the players aren't on scholarship, that put up a substantially greater fight than Maryland did. So unbelievable. Like,
yeah,
I think Buzz is good. Like, I followed, his teams both at A&M and over at Marquette. Like he can be a good coach, but like,
does he always wear a 3-piece though? Can we talk about that?
We have to talk about that. Unbecoming. No, unbecoming. Not serious. Deeply unserious, in fact.
And I don't mean to body shame, but he doesn't have the physique for it either.
Very, very few do, I might note. It was very
ill-fitting on him.
It was
a 3-piece is more for like a slender man, isn't it?
Very much these days. But you don't see it often, nor should you, I should add, because it's not necessary or helpful. I mean, only in the most formal situations. And at that point, you really should be going with the tux, because particularly so many fucking buttons.
When you're gesticulating as a coach, like, then
it makes no
what
fucking
I noticed is
sense.
it started pooching around his.
That's how it is.
His vest,
and it's very stupid. No, anyway, everyone knows you wear a cummerbund, not a fucking vest. 3 pieces are just no, absolutely not. No, thank you.
Cummerbund, the original Spanx.
Actually,
so look, Jeremy Fears ends up with a career day in terms of assists. I believe 17 points and 17 assists. Was it a double in that regard? Or I mean, doubled up. 17.7 17 assists, and one of the best assists that I've seen in a very long time.
Is this the dish to my guy, Jordan Scott?
Jordan Scott, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Drives the lane, collects 3 defenders around him, and just throws it on a rope to Jordan Scott, who
straight to the basket too. Like, Jordan Scott did not really need to do much to,
it was
get into
it was right in the
motion.
pocket. Yeah, it was a great pass. Man, if Scott had missed that, you're you're losing out on an all-timer of an assist. But Fears I think now has pretty consistently put together a number of very high-level games. And I don't think you can walk away from this one, no matter how bad Maryland is, without respecting the outputs that he's put together back to back to back to back.
Yeah. Last thing on Maryland, as a program, did you see Izzo in the press conference? He was like, "This is one of the best games we've ever played." Ugh. I just haven't seen us clicking like this ever before, which is like such a Tom thing to do, to be like, I've humiliated one of my colleagues by 40 points and just drubbed them on CBS. Now I got to hold my hat and be like, "Oh, they're really good over there. They're really good." We're just out of our minds today. That's what happened. It's not what happened, by the way. This was a regular showing from this Michigan State basketball team.
But I think you just have to couch some of those words, because I would say, I think one of the distinguishing features of Izzo, particularly compared to maybe some of the other coaches in the Big Ten, he's very much not about showing out to embarrass. I mean, this score differential is a failure on Maryland's part.
Yes. Well, but I want to put a pin in that plum, because I do think there's something to that, because we're going to talk KenPom here in a second. And so it's an interesting thing you bring up. and it's worth exploring. So like, let's just well
Yeah.
said. One comment before we get to Cohen Carr. This game, other than Ian, who I don't care for as a play-by-play guy,
I
but
just
was-
learned yesterday that it's Ian and not Ian.
it's one of the reasons I don't care for him.
What kind of name is Ion? Like from
Ian?
Ion. Okay, not
No.
Ion.
No.
Ion.
No. But this pod will not be referring to anybody that's name is spelled
And it's-
IAN as anything but Ian. So that's it. You'll call him Ian, and that's the end of that.
And his last name is
No.
Eagle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like a
Well, then that
stockier
makes more
Noah
sense.
Eagle looking, right? Like
Right.
if
It's a-
Noah Eagle put on
What a coincidence.
50 to 60 pounds,
And
He would-
and that 50 to 60 pounds will age you too. It'll
anyway, but we had Raph, we had Hummel, and I love having them, and they should not have been at this game. Like we didn't deserve them for this game. They weren't helpful for this game.
Yeah.
They had nothing to contribute to this game.
and
it
that
was
that came across on the broadcast. The amount of just what do we want to talk about to keep people watching through the next commercial break? Do you think it's true that Robbie Hummel brought his Russian like oversized Siberian parka to East Lansing on this trip? That was part of the broadcast. Do you think there's did it have Paul Davis's
missed that.
mask in one of the pockets? Twisted Tea on the other side.
what would all right, non sequitur. What would Paul Davis's drink order have been, knowing that he's now a Twisted Tea guy?
Well, dude, do you think he had any of these? What were these again? These Russian vodkas?
No, just back in the college days, what would his pick have been?
Now that he's a Twisted Tea guy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's something from the PT shot wheel. What like a lemon drop, maybe?
Lemon drop guy.
Lemon drop Paul? Lemon drop PD?
Maybe he was a Jaeger guy.
Ooh, could be. I could see that. Do you remember when those, if we talked about this on the pod, when we were in college, all of those Jägermeister machines existed and they seemed to
Yes.
serve no purpose.
No
and
purpose.
now they don't exist anymore.
And they got syruped up. And they just don't work anymore.
Did like Jägermeister buy all those things back and put them all in a landfill together like the old ET video game cartridges? Like what happened to those? We used to be a society. We used to have 5 dusty bottles of Jägermeister pointing up in every single bar, and none of them were ever touched.
I think they probably sold them to Fireball. They
Could
got
be.
rebranded.
Could be. It is
Yeah.
true that Jägermeister crawled so that Fireball could run. That is definitely true.
Thank you. That's a blessing. That's a real blessing.
All right, let's Cohen Carr. You
Yeah.
you got a note on this.
Yeah. So speaking of the broadcast, Cohen Carr has 2 monster dunks. And even in our household, we didn't have a whole lot to talk about because the game was so out of doubt.
And you normally don't have anything to talk about.
Correct. We sit quietly and we just stare at the TV, just like over dinner. And it occurred to me when he throws down a dunk like that in live action, in the speed, it's electric. It's crazy. And then when they go to commercial break, they show the replays, right? And the replays are all in slow motion. And the effect of it doesn't really come across. And I think the booths, the broadcast booths, are just so used to showing dunks in slow motion because most dunks look more incredible in slow motion of like, I'm up
Yeah.
and I'm slamming it in and all that. But I think the opposite is true. I think it takes the edge off of Cohen Carr's dunks because it's like an MP3, right? It's like it's taking the top and the bottom off and it's sort of making them all sound kind of in the same band.
A lot of people relate to that analogy.
Right. I wanted the analogy for the masses.
Very accessible.
Yeah, let's talk about bit rates for the next 14 minutes. Maybe some of our
Worse.
listeners know that sometimes I publish in high bit rate and sometimes low. You can tell how much work I'm willing to put into the editing. So I think if I were in the broadcast van, I would show all Cohen Carr dunks full speed, live speed, because they're all, you get the full effect of him and the speed and where he launched from and the ferocity of it. I think that's a big part of it, is how like aggressive he is. He doesn't like lay it up in the rim. It's a throwing down into the rim that is
There's a violence to it.
Yes. There is. He's such a like obvious nice guy, or seems to be like such a nice guy, but when he's in midair for what seems like an hour and a half, he becomes this entirely different person. So
It's
I would
like
say
Plum
live
at work
action
versus
all the time.
Plum with Yali.
Right. Right. He becomes Plum with Yali under the table. Like just like that. And like we saw too.
What is Jesus Christ.
Yali gets under the table and Plum, the eyes just roll back. Kicking and screaming is happening.
Stupid.
The other thing that I saw from Cohen Carr in this game that I never saw from anyone else.
Can I just tack on to your, not the table, but it'd be better instead of slow-mo if they almost cut it up from 3 different angles.
Yes.
And kind of hit them 1-1-1, right? Like,
right.
And that would be a better version of that. If you need to eat up 8 seconds of time, right? Like,
right. And I don't blame the broadcast booth, because most dunks look cooler in slow motion, but his just don't. The other thing I'll say, the one where he took the defender up with him and like brought him down through the net and basically dunked the Maryland player, his body all the way through the net, that was wild. I never seen someone posterize a person that was behind them before, ever, in any basketball game under any circumstances. Crazy stuff. We're going to miss him so much when he's gone, which will be after next year. God willing, I guess the transfer portal can always do things, but like unbelievable
all-timer
entertainment from Cohen Carr. Incredible.
Yep. All-timer.
Anything you guys want to say on Cohen Carr or Yali under the table before we move on?
Well,
no Yalis were harmed in the production of this episode. For the record,
I'm just going to say I'm rooting for. I'm hoping to go to a game here in a couple weeks, and I'm hoping to get to see Cohen Carr do something really special then. So, we got some hockey stuff to talk about, or is this a relic from last week?
No, it's just, can we sweep Minnesota at home this week, and it hasn't Minnesota gone through enough? Like, they're both the state and the team, they're not having a great season. But
wait, are they bad this year?
Yeah, they're not very
What
good.
happened?
I'm sure they're asking themselves that exact same question.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Penn State also went on the road and swept Wisconsin. So like the Big Ten is still up for grabs. I don't believe Michigan lost like we would have liked to have seen them do, but the Big Ten is still up for grabs. We still control our destiny there. The duel in the D is coming up in a couple weeks. I think the same general time frame, Jonesy, you're trying to get to a basketball game. So like those are going to be some massive games. But this team is still a wagon, Nate C. Don't worry about it. Don't worry your sweet head out there on your boat or wherever you are. It's still a good team.
It's on a ship.
Shiboti.
He wants us to say boat. We need to say ship. All right. Great. Love it. We'll have plenty to chat about next week. And we'll talk about that in a second. But of course, if you're feeling after this that you're quite hungry, then you should go to Mama's Merc. Mama's Merc and Talent Eatery. That's mamasmerc.com. If you want to go to 4450 Clear Lake Road, Grass Lake, Michigan.
Now I'm kicking everything under the table. All right.
Anyway, mention Can't Read, Can't Write. You get 10% off of your order. I needed to get a status update on the bar sitch there, but it's coming very soon. So get yourself to be a regular at Mama's Merc before the bar arrives, and mention Can't Read, Can't Write again. Get 10% off of your invoice. Greg, let's head off Grand River, and then maybe Plum will join us. Do you want to set the stage here?
Yes. So first, we must go on the road to the Rutger, to the rack.
We're going to preview before off Grand River.
Oh, I got so excited about previewing, and I did not listen after you read off the address. So, for those that are not paying attention, but was like myself, but we alluded to earlier, Alabama has recently added a new piece to its lineup. One Charles Bediako.
Be careful.
Charles. We're going to go with Charles. And Charles, the interesting thing about him is that he has declared for the draft. He has been drafted
in 2023, I believe,
a couple of years ago, and he signed a 2-way contract. But despite all of that, he's been granted eligibility by an Alabama judge to be instantly enrolled in the university and add to the team. So midway through the season, how we've played 18 or 20 games. I don't know how many Bama has played. I can get that for you in just a second.
He may have played yesterday, actually. We should check.
They have played 19 games, and they just lost to Tennessee, and he did play. Yep, played 25 minutes and played quite well. 25 minutes, 4 for 4 on dunks, 5 for 6 on twos, 3 for 4 on free throws. A man after Plum's own heart. So, quite.
What was his total point take home at that point in time?
Let's see. What did he do? I'd already clicked off of him. Total points. Why am I struggling so hard at this? 13. So, quite a piece to add to the team. A 7-foot senior that can also hit their free throws and get 6 boards. To be added.
6 boards, 13 points in 25 minutes you would take.
Yeah.
That's a take.
And granted immediate eligibility by an Alabama judge. Now, Alabama judge, that's where I hand over to our recovering lawyer on the team. Is there anything interesting about that to you, Michael Jones?
Yeah. Well, so there's a couple things that are missing from some details that were not shared by you, Kevin. So the judge who granted this was a circuit court judge, a Tuscaloosa circuit court judge, Tuscaloosa County specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Judge Jim Roberts, which that dude, that's a name. That's a name.
So when you're a Tuscaloosa circuit court judge, you're probably elected by.
That's a great question. I don't know the answer. If someone wants to Google that, but that would majority rule is judge elections, so that would track to me. But what's interesting is that Judge Roberts and his wife are listed as active donors with lifetime contributions between $100,000 and $250,000 to the University of Alabama's athletics. Now, I was initially skeptical reading this because I thought, maybe the contributions were to academics. No, they've contributed 6 figures in their lifetime to Alabama athletics. Now, in fairness, maybe they have really good seats. Of course, you need to make Spartan Fund. You need to make Spartan Fund contributions, right? For your season tickets, right? I'm not making that up. Correct? Someone back me up here.
Yes,
Either of you?
Definitely do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, fun story. There actually was a bit of a similar situation with a judge in handling a case with a Duke student athlete, a quarterback, I believe, who was looking to leave Duke and breach his NIL deal. And the judge recused himself because he was a season ticket holder to Duke. Now you'd say, oh, that's interesting, but like, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. The American Bar Association, for those who don't happen to know, and I'm sure most to all of our listeners do, but the American Bar Association is the organization that governs attorneys and attorney conduct, and that includes judges, and makes really influential recommendations on what ethics are for attorneys and judges. So with judges in particular, Rule 2.11, which handles disqualification, says, a judge shall disqualify him or herself in any proceeding in which the judge's impartiality might reasonably be questioned. And what's important about this is not whether the judge's impartiality is questionable, it's whether it's reasonable to question it. Because the whole premise is, the whole reason the judiciary works is the idea that people are independent arbiters. And if you're contributing 6 figures in your lifetime to the University of Alabama's athletic department, it would be quite reasonable to wonder if you're impartial in the matter.
Update. He was originally appointed by the governor of Alabama in 2011 and has since run unopposed.
So it's a retention policy.
Yeah.
It is elections, but yes, it's largely a
retentions are slightly better than not. But so anyway, Judge Jim bucked the trends of other judges that are recusing themselves, and also I think very clearly on its face. Now, I don't know Alabama's ethics rules, and I didn't care to look them up because I don't care about Alabama that much.
Are we 100% certain that Alabama would have ethics rules or?
Absolutely not. And you know, Kay Ivey, the governor of Alabama, who is notoriously on film for having burped more loud or masculinely than any person I've ever met on camera during a press interview.
Kay Ivey
is the name of the governor in Alabama.
Sounds like a name for someone who works in film.
She's got a hell of a fucking burp, and she just let it out. She's like, "Excuse me, back on to what I was saying." And then she made some sort of off-color remark about, well, who knows? Fill in the blank, I guess.
It was probably on color.
It was absolutely, absolutely on color.
Anyway, it's nice that a Tuscaloosa judge is happy. This is the Ellie Savitt, or is it Savitt? Plum? Who's the DA from Washtenaw County? Ellie
Savitt.
Savitt, yes. This is the Ellie Savitt of Tuscaloosa.
Michigan Attorney General.
Yeah, AG Ellie Savitt.
If our listener
I want to
look, remember and listen and vote. We vote. Remember, we vote.
Yeah, I want to be really clear about that. We should spend a moment on this. Do vote in your primary on this. Do change. Even if you happen to be a Republican who's listening to this podcast, again, fuck ICE. But you should change parties and become a Democrat. Or you don't actually have to change parties in Michigan, right? You just get to pick which one you want to vote in.
You can only participate in one, yes, but you get to choose.
Look, it's going to be an off cycle.
That is the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I know who you're going to run in Michigan, and they're all jabronis, Republicans on your side. So choose to vote in the Michigan primary instead for Democrats, and vote to not have Ellie be the DA.
Well, Plum's going to choose to vote independent in this election.
That's
for
right.
America's most effective mayor.
America's most effective mayor. Come on,
Correct.
Mike Duggan.
Who?
Mike Duggan. Mike Duggan is running as an independent for governor. No, I don't know what primary he'll be in. I will vote probably the Democratic primary. Sometimes I vote the Republican primary just to cause chaos.
Oh, so you voted for Trump in 2016?
Just to No, I did not do that. I took the
Everyone's got to
Democrat in
try it
60
once,
in it.
feel the power of it.
No, but sometimes it's just like you already know, like in Detroit particularly, like you know who, so it's like you might as well just fuck it up and have some fun.
For the statewide, you mean?
For the statewide. No, yeah. The cities are useless. But you just don't have a choice. I mean, it's just what it is, so you don't really care. No, but yeah, this is great. I like Duggan. But this is not a political podcast. We'll save our opinions for later. But I will just say to folks, and I'm actually very unpopular with a lot of my more progressive Democrat friends because of it. But Duggan was fucking huge for Detroit and just absolutely huge and competent. He's a healthcare CEO. So I'll shut up.
Okay, so I was joking about that, but it sounds like actually he is going to vote as an independent. And
I'm probably voting for Duggan, but I wouldn't vote in the independent primary if such a thing even exists. I mean, it would be wasteful.
Is it fair to say that Plum, as a plaudit, you said healthcare CEO?
Yeah.
As a word of affirmation,
right? As in.
Okay, well, but let me just give you some context about this because I mean I don't want anyone to go shoot him in the head. Yeah, I don't want anyone to shoot him in the head. He was the CEO of the DMC, the Detroit Medical Center, which has to be like the city of Detroit as hospitals go. So go apparently, and as cities go, like he got two of the fucking hardest to govern. And the DMC, I think, it'd been owned by Tenet or Vanguard, and it swapped while he was there. I mean, we're talking about a safety net hospital, effectively, that can't turn anyone away.
Vanguard?
It isn't anymore. It gets a ton of trauma, just all trauma. It's all trauma cases. Yeah, not the financial company. It just gets trauma cases of people who are not well insured. It's impossibly difficult to run a hospital with the kind of costs that go into it and needing to pay the salaries that you have to pay and then to hit the quality scores that you got. I mean, it's and by the way, and I think it's awful. I think the medical system in the country is broken, and I could go on for hours and hours, and you both know that, but I will just say what the man was able to do at the DMC is nothing short of fucking miraculous competence. He should write books about it. It is more impressive what he did at the DMC than what he did at the city of Detroit. And the fact that he got the city through its bankruptcy, that it has come out the way that it has today, there just cannot be. And I'm telling you, and my laurels on fucking nativist progressive bullshittery. And still he has more than proved himself capable. So,
yeah. So, all right. Well, we've dallied enough. I think.
Please don't shoot him in the head. No one shoot him in the head, please. Thank you, please.
TLDR here is that Plum loves Aetna and United Healthcare.
I'm gonna get shot in the head. That's what's gonna fucking happen. Jesus.
But for very different reasons, to be very clear. All right, let's move along here, and should we preview some games? Kevin
let's quickly preview. So the one that basically should not matter at all is MSU is going to go on the road to what is technically on paper. We didn't just play the worst Big Ten team. Technically on paper, we're about to Rutgers at the Rent-A-Center Arena. KenPom 159. KenPom's 159. That is awful. Like truly one of the worst teams that we've played this year. I'm trying to see where everyone is when we played them. And that is like Toledo level, basically. Just quickly looking through all of these. So that's where we're at. Also, Toledo, that's too bad. Toledo, good program. Shouldn't be that low. But that's basically Toledo, worse than Oakland is what we're looking at. So should be able to go on the road, take care of business, especially with the number one, it remains defense in the country. Then Friday night, the show comes to town. So the Michigan game is Friday night, Michigan. We probably should talk about KenPom rankings now, but Michigan, after the Vegas tournament, went out and just went leagues ahead of everyone else in the tempo free stats. They were, I think, like the KenPom number 3 offense and number 2 defense or something like that. Things that just don't happen in the tempo free stats. They have come back down to earth at this point in both KenPom and Torvik. They are no longer number 1. Arizona has taken over, not just because Arizona is still undefeated, but because they've been playing so well. But Michigan's still your Ken Pom number 2, offensive rating of 8, defensive rating of 2, poverty program. And to give you perspective there, we're Ken Pom 4, so 2 spots lower. Defensive rating number 1 overall, and offensive rating 48, which is driven primarily, I think, by our turnovers. Like turnovers costing us offensive possessions and that kind of stuff. And the 3-point shooting is still not great. So basically this is the big one. This is the one that we've been waiting for. The Michigan team overall, I think we've kind of like half talked about them a couple times, but they have one of the best players in the country. They got him in off the portal last year in Yaxel Lindenborgs, who's just playing extraordinarily well right now. But so is Morez Johnson, who came in last year from Illinois. That was Illinois' big recruit, but he transferred to Michigan in the offseason. Their big center. And then you've got like your Trey McKinney's and, you know, your Will Cheddars and others that are sort of in role player roles. But they've got a lot of guys contributing positively on that team right now. However, Trey McKinney and Will Cheddar are going to have to tell the rest of the team what they're in for when they roll into Breslin on Friday night, because Yaxel doesn't know. Morris Johnson might think he knows, but he doesn't. Like, this is a team of, I mean, this is a cobbled together team of soldiers of fortune that aren't really playing for anything or anyone. You got to give them credit. They're playing better than one would reasonably expect, but they don't know what a college basketball rivalry game looks like. And it's time for Jeremy Fears to show them what playing in a college basketball rivalry game looks like. So look forward to that. I don't know, guys, is there anything that you want to say on the subject of these 2 games this week?
I got 2 things. I think Yax was talking about the environment after the Kohl Center. Which I think it was the Kohl Center, and I got to check and make sure. Was that on the road? No, sorry.
No, they played Wisconsin at home.
No, maybe it was after Indiana. No, Indiana was at home. Oh, no. Sorry. They just played Ohio State. That's what it was. I'm so sorry. But Ohio State is, that strikes me as someone who's a merchant, because neither of those schools care about basketball. And anyone who's been to, I can't remember the name of the
Value City.
Is it still named after Value City?
I think it is, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But they played Ohio State at home as well.
Beautiful.
No. They played Ohio State on the road.
That's not what I'm saying. Indiana and Ohio State, their last 2 games, both at home.
No, all right, whatever. Who cares? I'm an idiot. Doesn't matter. He made some comment about something on the road, and it was a middling Big Ten program in comparison to what he'll face at the Breslin.
Yeah.
That's not to say that Michigan won't win this game. I'm not going to pretend that they aren't a talented group who's playing really well. But the other thing that I wanted to ask or comment on is Tom Izzo in the time of tempo free adjusted stats. Because you pointed out earlier, Greg, and Plum, you commented on this, that Tom's apologizing publicly for stomping on Maryland because it moved us from 10 to 4, which is a crazy jump.
Especially right? 20 games into the season.
Right.
And Maryland is bad, and they are dog water, and we dog walked them. Like, but I don't feel like the number 4 team in the country. And I think you look at yourself a little differently in the mirror than you do at people that you see out in the world, right? So it's easier to see our own flaws. We're lacking a 2 guard. We're not maybe appreciating our defense enough. Yada yada yada. Who cares? But a jump that high is insane, and speaks to the overvaluing of point differentials. And for Michigan to rack up against what would ultimately become, and I think Gonzaga gets a little overvalued in KenPom, but whatever. But racking up those point differentials seems to really fucking matter.
Yeah.
And
those
Tom
games
just doesn't do it. Tom doesn't do it.
Those were
He
against San
thwarts
Diego
it.
State, Auburn, and Gonzaga. And I mean, those are fine teams, but they're not. None of them are great teams. I don't think you're going to see any of those in the Sweet 16 or maybe even in the second round. So it kind of goes to show where that was. And Michigan is still 18-1. You have to give them credit for that.
Sure.
But, we've only had one more loss, and we've played more difficult Big Ten road games than them. It's just the fact
And
of the matter.
non-con.
Right. So they're coming back down to earth. As I said, Arizona is above them now in the tempo free stats. This is not as scary. They're a good team. There's no denying that. But this is not as scary or inevitable a team as it might have looked when I was trying not to look right at them like they were Medusa a few weeks ago. I was trying to use, mirrors and shadows to like kind of address them, but not directly. I have every expectation of winning on Friday, and I've got the wood right here. I expect Breslin Center to be rocking. Can you hear that? That's me knocking on the wood.
All right.
The wood.
Plum, I have a question for you though. Wins and losses dictate getting into the tournament.
It turns out.
But where you stack up in some of the advanced analytics really can influence your seed line.
Sure.
Is Tom's failure to adapt to these changing metrics? Because he could go full Dusty May on this, and Dusty May has gone full Dusty May on this.
He does a little bit though. He mentions it in press conferences more than he ever did before.
More than he ever has before.
He
Yeah.
keeps
But he
an eye
doesn't-
on it.
But he still fucks around with his lineups. He does. He does.
But that's because he hates us. That isn't because he's trying to. That's he hates him and himself. I think too.
Sometimes you get to steal minutes for a point guard because he's shaving 5 minutes here means he's got 5 more minutes later on in the season.
Right.
But I'm genuinely asking, like, is this if Tom Izzo's looking for a second natty, is this a thing in addition to his other issues of resource allocation? Is this a thing that's going to hold him back?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I would say yes and no. If it holds him back, he doesn't care about it. Izzo proves that he doesn't care about these things all the time. He loves to get quoted as talking about how much just on this whole fucking Alabama guard situation, kid coming in from wherever the fuck. And Izzo's like, yeah, no, I'm going to go and I'm going to hit the portal and I'm going to keep my guys in our room. And, I'm going to be different. He just kept saying, I'm going to be different. This is going to be different. We're going to be different. I'm going to be different. He likes this. This is what he likes, this shtick thing. And as he's getting older, it's just more of the same shtick. It's just the same Izzo. I do it my way and they like me for it. And now you got Hurley out there saying the same shit. So, but to your point, yeah, there's strategy in all of this. And, I think Izzo also gets, and I think we have to be honest to say, Michigan State has gotten looks, has gotten seeds that, a team with the same stat line probably wouldn't have gotten on the virtue of the fact that it's Michigan State and it's Tom Izzo and it's the tournament.
It's happened a couple times, sure.
So,
I think we've also gotten screwed a couple times. In fairness,
it's possible. It comes out in the wash. And so, if Izzo's fuck the dog on this, he's only got himself to blame, and he doesn't blame himself. I guess that's maybe the major point. And would we love to see the natty as a factor of it? 100%. But it's a good question. Conscious of that yawn, though, I think we should get to social media questions. This is, of course, coming from the one who yawns routinely on camera. So, hi.
Yeah. Look,
Check us out.
I plowed so many times today. All right. Listen, yelling under the table.
Too much heated rivalry in that household. Jesus Christ.
Next up is social media questions. We're going to kick it off with Mike Jones, who I'm going to thank you again for
Number
the
two?
Papa's Pilar.
Number two?
No, not that. I'm not thanking for the number 2.
Not number 2. Mike Jones asks, Kevin Greck, based off the color of green and the Fitz commitment gifts, give me a percentage chance that we end up wearing Ecto Cooler covered uniforms during his tenure.
High. We're going to go high. The neons will come back out.
Love an
How
Ecto
did you guys
Cooler.
feel about the uniforms for the game against Maryland?
I'm surprised you didn't bring this up, buddy.
It's because it hurts so much.
You hate
That's
it
why.
so much.
I hate that it's our uniforms from when we were in school, partially, not entirely, but partially, that they're now the throwbacks.
It's been 20 years, my guy. It's been
Yeah,
20 years.
Hold on. But they were shit uniforms.
That's the problem.
That's the other problem. Yeah, it does. It cuts both ways.
Like we needed that Nike redesign, and we appreciated it when we got it because
we did.
that state sucks, and it needs to be the script magic state.
That
It needs to be that.
I think MSU needs to stop with the alts. I think they need to stop with the random alts. The alt is the script.
There it is.
Like, you want to redesign something? Redesign your main uniform.
Sure.
Your alt is the script.
Yeah. Good.
Home and
I like
away.
that.
Old man yelling at cloud. Next from Jason Fry, my alma mater, Santa Heights, is closing permanently at the end of May. Yes, that is true. That is true. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I'm going back
Santa.
at least one more time to visit campus with friends next weekend. It's evoking all sorts of emotions, and rightfully so. What's something y'all would do one last time if you knew MSU were to close?
Jesus
permanently?
Christ.
Ooh, what's one thing? Oh, he said something. Oof, golly, yikes.
Riot.
Fuck. Burn a couch.
Man, make them
Jason-
come out one
Jason, don't-
last time.
It's kind of being folded into Adrian College, so you can always go back for a,
Is it being folded into Adrian?
like a cornhole match or something.
We should
like
actually, and we should salute Adrian, Michigan for that. There can be, maybe nationally, no other city as small as Adrian
that
that
had
was
two
home-
colleges.
that had 2 liberal arts colleges. That's really saying something
Well,
for
soon to be
all
one.
of these years.
Soon to be one. As many colleges as you have burned out malls, the Elder Beermans.
Yeah, I don't know, 4-way intersections with 4-way stop signs. That's really impressive. So well done. them.
Yeah, it is a bummer though. I feel for you, Jason Fry. This does suck, and I hope you guys have fun. What would you guys go do? You can do one more thing on campus. You got to go back. You got to say goodbye.
I'm going to a house party, and I don't
so
care
not
how,
even on campus.
I don't care
Not-
how weird
Not
it
going
is.
to campus at all. Going to East Lansing. Okay, understood.
It's all the same.
I'm going to Case Hall.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
Case
two
Hall.
are going to go to Case Hall
Gotta go to
by
Case
design.
Hall.
No.
And you're going to go to the second floor, and you're just going to walk around and look at
Third.
all the names
Third
and
floor.
all of the
third-
faculty.
Get
doors.
your shit right, man.
Almost.
Third floor.
Third
Almost.
floor. Pardon
floor.
me.
Third floor.
Second floor
No,
is where they
fourth-
had the little landings, right?
That's the
little study
landings. The
landings.
study zone landing.
Where I saw
Mhm.
Kirk Cousins at a men's Bible study.
Yes, you did. Yep. You went and prayed with him. Yep, as I
No,
recall.
did not.
As I
did
recall.
not.
Next
The
up,
first
Cash
seeded
Elliott.
rivalry.
Cash Elliott for, let's give this one to Mr. Jones here. Commandant Bovino said today that choices have consequences. Why did MSU football choose to not be a good team?
Oh my God.
That's good. That's really fucking good. Thank you, Cash.
For as well as we've brought this up already, we're left speechless by this question.
Well, because it's really holding the mirror up because
Yeah.
you start with the initial premise which you firmly disagree with, which means that MSU didn't choose to be a bad football team.
Right.
They just were in the wrong place at the wrong time, trying to do a good thing. I guess. I don't know. But I do know this, that Bovino fucking sucks and he should die and fuck ice. So that's what I got on that.
Yeah, the whole Nazi long coat cosplay thing is really giving
It
me
is
small
like-
dick energy, and
It is
really
crazy how
unbecoming.
he's like, I'm going to lean
Yeah.
into that aesthetic.
Pretty
Just-
fucking gross.
How they continue to lean into it in other places too.
Yeah.
Indeed, tweeting literal Nazi rhetoric translated to English. Come for one of us, come for all of you. Like,
Oh.
it is horrendous what
No,
they're
thank
doing
you.
over there.
No, thank you, please.
Fascists.
Next up from Beth Amaro, I'm
Not a
starting-
fascist.
There we go. We needed the pendulum swing. Thank you, Beth. That was a palate cleanser. I'm starting to really love this team. Where does it rank on your all-time Spartan Hoots love meter?
Ooh, God. You know, if it weren't for Denim Wojcik, Beth, it'd be a lot higher. Gotta say. Gotta fucking say.
It's a heated rivalry with denim
Oof, fuck.
in the
one
summer when
redeeming
it's really
thing.
humid. Getting denim up.
Beth
Oh.
is right, though. Like, this is a team that
It is a fun
started
team. Yeah.
top third. It's definitely top quarter, top quintile at this
Quintile. I think that's fair.
point.
That's good.
Yeah.
If it had Drew Neitzel, it'd be number one. It doesn't, unfortunately. So close.
Is there a deeper team that you can think of?
Please don't use the word deeper when talking about Drew Neitzel in my presence. Thank you.
He uses both hands. He goes both ways. I'm with you, Beth. This is definitely high up there. There's no one I was going to say there's no one unlikable on this team, but when we were at the Izzone alumni game,
We discovered some.
I offered to go and physically staple the warm-ups to Denim Wojcik's legs so that he couldn't go in the game.
We were so close. You could have done it. You just brought that fucking staple gun.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Beth. Love you, Beth. Next up, Tigers fan 63 for Kevin Greck. Peanut butter and A, grape jelly. B, raspberry preserves. C, strawberry jam. D, who the fuck eats PB&J as an adult? Or if you had to cheer for another...
sorry, that's another question. Sorry,
Wait,
sorry,
okay.
sorry.
Bad formatting.
Syllabus.
The answer is D. Who is out there, unless you're already making a PB&J for someone else?
Wait,
that's a child. Why is you?
I'm most
why is you
surprised by
doing
this being your answer on this. Like, what?
It's too much. It's too much flavor for me.
Yeah, that you shouldn't have. And that's on me. This is on me. I just assumed PB&J would have been an
easy.
accessible food for Kevin, and that's on me.
It's the texture that bothers him.
It's so much. There's so much. I would say though, the thing option isn't here. I don't really eat PB&Js. I wish I ate more of them because they're really good. I would eat peanut butter and banana with honey. That's really good. You have that.
I want to know how many
right.
occupational therapy appointments Greg didn't go to as a child.
Yes, Karen. Next time she texts you something really good and flashy, just be like, "Hey, Ma."
Why do I
how many did I
hate
miss?
texture so much?
Hey, Ma, quick query for you if you got a minute. Last up from Tigers fan 63 for Jones. If you had to cheer for another Big Ten school, which one would you choose?
I wouldn't.
You know who it definitely wouldn't be? Number two.
If I had to, though.
Had to. I think I know who mine is.
It's not because of where I live,
Mhm.
but it's because it's a land grant institution from the same year. I'm probably picking Penn State, but I'm actively picketing outside of the
Philpott?
sorry, the presidents or whomever they call it, chancellor or whatever. Care about basketball, please. Like even a little bit. Maybe build a new stadium. Also, get a better airport or a road here and a hotel.
You'll note, Plum, he did did not care about Joe Pa. He just went right
No,
past that.
yeah, fully full Joe Pa apologist. That's
Chicago's Big Ten team.
I want to deny some other things
Wildcats
there.
are inoffensive for the most
I was
part.
going to say Northwestern. Yep, Northwestern was going to be my pick too. All right,
I
very
mean,
good.
Wisconsin would be maybe up there, but I'd be.
No, they're heated rivals.
Heated rivals. Yeah.
But
Oregon,
I do think a heated rival is the right answer.
I want us to cultivate our rivalry with Oregon, but I also kind of don't hate Oregon. I don't know.
But they're not Big Ten. They're not. I know they're in.
I know. But it's all going to fall apart in the next 15 years, so it doesn't really matter in the long run. Next up from Nate C, MSU has had 2 good sports weekends in a row. When will the next bad weekend drop? Why are you like this, Nate C? Why are you like this? Scum or Nebraska? I'm Nebraska. Someone else can beat them and forget Michigan.
I disagree. I say we're not going to have a bad weekend. We're just going to win the national championship. That's where I'm at, Nate. And how very fucking dare you? And second, no, you're not Nebraska. We're not going to drop 2 to fucking Nebraska. What are you talking about? Back-to-back losses against Nebraska?
Do we have them again?
Yeah,
No,
and this
Michigan
one would be
does.
at home.
Michigan has them. So Nebraska's coming here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, they come here. We lost on the road, and we see them again. Like, I think toward the end of it's late next month, I think. So that's horse shit.
We don't see them again.
Oh, we don't. Then goddamn you, Nate! What are you talking about, Nate?
This is an unintelligible question. Fuck off, Nate.
You're fucking boat guy. No. Shit.
I think he might have been looking at Michigan's schedule. They have Nebraska this week at home.
Love you, Nate. Love you, but no. All right. Mamapa leaves next. Christ. And we didn't think the questions could get worse. What instrument are you most like? Oh, I actually like this question because I love the bassoon. What instrument are you most alike? A, the buffoon. Oops, I mean bassoon. B, the bum. Oops, I mean drum.
I have the ick.
I'm so sorry. I said I liked it. C, second fiddle. Oops, I mean second violin.
No, this fell apart. You rhymed on the first 2. Mama.
What is it? What is she even trying to accomplish with this?
I think she which one of us is the buffoon, which one of us is the bum, which one of us is second fiddle. I mean, I can't be second fiddle. I'm clearly fourth fiddle, and I don't know. Maybe Graham is third. So I will be buffoon. I will be the bassoon buffoon. One of you is a bum, and one of you is the second fiddle.
I'm definitely the bum. There's no doubt about it.
All right, great. I'm second fiddle. Who gives a shit?
All right.
Great question.
Last up from Susan. For MSU sports, what temperature is too cold to attend an outdoor football game, and how many inches of snow are too many to get in the car to attend a basketball game? And no need to ask about hockey, because that's a given to attend. Wow, Susan's been really into heated rivalry.
Susan is a season ticket holder, apparently. No temp too cold for football.
Agree. In fact, you want it a little bit colder than just freezing.
Better
that's
than
when
fucking
the
August.
Sleet happens.
Yeah.
What you don't want is the very cold
wet.
rain or sleet. You want
Awful.
it. You want it
too
properly frozen.
Yeah, properly frozen.
How many inches of snow are too many to get in the car for a basketball game? Whatever they call it at. If they're having the game,
You're
see
going
there.
to it. Yeah. Get in your Subaru.
Mm-hmm. And
All
then
right.
she's right about hockey. It's heating up.
All right.
Next up for Mr. Erotic Pants, Alex, could you kiss my mother? My mother.
Yeah. She's probably a delightful person. I mean, I'm not going to make out with her out of principle.
She'll give some tongue.
But if she wanted, I mean, I guess if she was asking for it, I could,
Oh, buddy.
Well,
I need to let you into. No. I need to let you know about
gonna-
not talking about women about asking
in
for
that
it.
way. All right. Noted. Very noted. Oh,
It's okay.
God.
He's new to this whole thing. Mr.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Now, if she was
asking for it.
Yeah, I'm not going to finish that next part. All right. Number
next
2.
up, do networks have to get permission to broadcast inside a huddle during timeouts?
We didn't talk about this.
The
Tom
tank,
Izzo.
the Kurtang stuff. Yeah.
No, so he got caught saying, Kurtang, you couldn't guard my mother.
Right.
But
No,
before that,
Yeah.
the week before that, he did drop an F-bomb on the national broadcast.
Which he likes to refer to as UP language. And I just makes me giggle, smile.
But yes, I do believe they need to, that's part of the TV
It's part of the whole
deal.
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the camera is big, and it's hard to miss.
Very hard to miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, if you were Maryland's coach, Buzz Williams, would you smoke crack with them after the game?
What are you fucking talking about? Jesus God. We can't answer that question. I'm moving us right along. Moving us right the fuck along.
Next
There's
up,
a
Upper Decker
lawsuit
Guy.
there.
If you could bring back one professional Spartan basketball player at their current ability, whom would it be and why?
It's gotta be Paul Davis. Drinking Paul fucking Davis at his current ability. Let's get him here.
Just tanking tees over there.
I mean, it'd be Draymond though, right? Like,
Yeah, it's right.
No, for this team, it'd be Gary Harris.
Harry Harris. Harry Harris. I don't know.
Is that-
I never
is-
liked Gary Harris. I'll be honest about that. I don't think it's
is he the best two guard we've had?
He's the current best two guard that we have in the world at their current abilities, right?
I'm sorry though, but would you not just bring Jaren Jackson back?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, I mean,
Sure.
if you're talking about like you're trying to complement the roster, who gives you a cheat?
Gary Harris.
No, it's Jaren Jackson. I'm sorry. In a single season as a freshman,
But
he
Izzo would
nearly
just
set the block
bench him
record.
against Syracuse, so it wouldn't matter.
But he's gotten so it doesn't whatever. Moving on. Next up, if you took 100 3-point shots with no defenders, what do you think your percentage of makes would be?
Okay, this is me and Upper Deck Jerk Guy because you know
Yeah.
the answer to this.
yeah. Mine's probably 4%.
I would
I think
say,
I might be able to get 4.
I was hoping for something mid season single digits. That was my hope. Probably.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
like I don't put up that many
Undefended?
shots.
I think the first 20 to 30 that I missed, I would probably switch to underhand, and that would probably increase the successful completion percentage by a.
I think I could reach
Significant.
Cohen Carr's current active percentage.
I want to see this now.
I
when
do
you're
too.
here in East
Please-
Lansing, we're going to a gym
That's
and
it.
you're putting up 100 shots.
That's
Okay.
100% it. All right. He's all right. Good. Look at the confidence.
Like you want me to make what 25? What's his current 3-point percentage? 25%. You want me to make 25 out of 100?
Okay,
I want to see it. I want to
The
see
bigger
it.
concern is actually having to put up the full 100 and not get.
27%.
There
All
it
right, I
is.
need to make 27 out of 100.
We wanna see it.
Undefended.
We want to see it.
Okay.
All right. And then finally, from Upper Deck Jerk Guy and for the podcast, does Jordan Scott make it to 4 years at Michigan State? This is a good question.
I both hope so and hope not. His measurables are too good.
He is appealing to the NBA with his size and the skills that seem to be developing. So I'll give him.
We got one
3.
more year, and I think we should hope genuinely that he's gone after next year because I hope that means it's a good year.
I'm hoping 3 for our guy, Jay Scott.
Yeah.
And just for the record, if you see that he's leaving, not for the NBA, but for the transfer portal, do a wellness check on your guy KG as quickly as you possibly can. Just find me wherever I am in the world. Anyway, anything else, gents, before we call it for today?
I think the last thing I wanted to chat about was fuck ice and go green.
Go on.
Go White.
Fuck ice.
Fuck.